His objectives tonight are to prepare a humorous speech drawn from his own experience, to strengthen the speech by adapting and personalizing humorous material from outside sources, to deliver the speech in a way that makes humor effective. And you will be speaking from 5 to 7 minutes.
Or 10.
So this is my opportunity to introduce our tonight's second speaker. He's been in Toastmasters over 14 years and been recognized as one of the top 10 Toastmaster speakers in the world twice in the last 6 years. He's found amazing value in our organization and credits Toastmasters with helping him launch his career as a professional speaker and presentations coach. He believes each of us can find our own value when we find the courage to say something. Please let me welcome Rich Hopkins.
Most of you know what it's like to stand right here. If not right here, somewhere in front of an audience. Remember how it feels? Remember how it felt that very first time? 30 years ago, I was in the 8th grade. I had to give a report on Abraham Lincoln. You'd think that'd be an easy report. It's Abraham Lincoln, right? I didn't even read the book. I just figured I could get out the dictionary, the encyclopedia. We have encyclopedias. We didn't have Wikipedia. We had an actual World Book Encyclopedia. I looked up a couple of facts. I figured I'd just recite a few things and be done. Didn't work out quite that way. Not because I didn't know what it was I had to say, but because instead of your eyes, I had the eyes of 20 other 8th graders staring at me. 8th graders that didn't really like me. 8th graders that made fun of me, that tormented me. And they were just waiting for me to fail. Say something! Those were the thoughts going through my mind. But the thoughts going through my body had me run out the side door, down the hallway, and I never gave that report. But I did cry for about the next 5 minutes. Come a long way, I'd like to think, since then. But let's just say I didn't speak very much after that point, at least not for several years. In fact, the next time I ended up on any kind of stage in front of anybody was in college. Now, why do we do things, men, that we are afraid of? For a woman. Her name was Susie, a beautiful young blonde who was trying out for the Agatha Christie play we were doing that Christmas called Toward Zero. She needed coaching on her English accent. So I thought we'd spend several hours for several days going back and forth with her Cockney British accent, because it gave me plenty of opportunity to gaze into her beautiful blue eyes. We went together to the tryouts, and she said, "Rich, you really need to try out, you do." No, yeah, you do. So I did. I was cast in the lead. She didn't make the play.
Whoa.
Shortest relationship ever. And I did drama all throughout college, all 4 or 5.5 years. Lots of different plays, lots of different accents, lots of different costumes. Yes, I have worn pantyhose on stage. But it wasn't as hard, really, as what I did in the 8th grade. Because they weren't my words. They were the words of a playwright. I just had to regurgitate somebody else's thoughts and ideas. And I had a director spending weeks with me showing me exactly what I needed to do. So I don't know if it really counts as public speaking. So then after college, I got into sales. Now what do you do in sales? You talk. A lot. I was in outside sales, so I would always go to my clients and I would give them sales presentations. Now, you'd think you need to be a pretty good public speaker to make that happen. Well, it was still acting, wasn't it? Because it wasn't necessarily my ideas and my information. I was just regurgitating what I had been trained to say, to give those sales benefits, to do the right closes at the right time, to get people to buy what it is I had to sell. So again, I really didn't have to give very much of myself. I simply had to play the role of a salesperson. Now, one day, I landed in Toastmasters. Now, why do you think it is that I would go to a Toastmasters meeting? That's right, because of a woman. She was president of her Toastmasters Club, and she invited me to go. And I was hooked for at least 3 months. And then I was hooked again 5 years later when I joined in Salt Lake City. And I've been a member ever since. Even in Toastmasters, I was still a bit of an actor. We have a first manual called the Competent Communicator Manual. It has 10 speeches in it that take you through an entire set of exercises, different things you need to learn as a speaker. That first one is your icebreaker. Then you go on to learn about how to add in gestures, how to use vocal variety, how to organize your speech. And I went through those 10 speeches quickly, all through that first year. And I won the Best Speaker ribbon 9 out of 10 times. And not that I was keeping track. And I still have them somewhere. But after that first year, my mentor came up to me. And she did not have quite the congratulatory attitude I'd hoped she'd have. She was about maybe mid-60s, about that tall, Southern belle. She said, "Rich, you are a great speaker. I can only imagine what you would do if you actually said something." Wow. She'd seen right through me, as I'd spent the last year basically writing my speeches in my car before I actually walked up the stairs to go to the meeting. I'd been getting by on a quick wit and a little bit of charisma that I've no doubt lost over the last 15 years. But I wasn't giving to my audience anything more than that. She said that I could one day be on the international stage. And it was because of her words that I started to look inside myself for messages that I could deliver that would make a difference to you. And that's what I hope this message is tonight. It's something that makes a difference to you. For the Toastmasters that have been here for a while, to all the new guests, this is what Toastmasters can do for you. It can help you find that message that only you can give. Those stories inside you, that life experience that you have that only you can share in your own individual way. To get up so that we can sit and get a new perspective and leave this room thinking something new, being inspired, being empowered, being encouraged. That's what Toastmasters is all about. It's all about making sure you say something. Better Toastmasters.